All right, here we go. I'm here with Jacob Marshall, man. How you doing, baby?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Doing good,
Fine.
man.
Yes, sir.
Doing good. How you feeling today?
Feeling positive, honestly. Honestly, through life, positivity always overcomes negativity. You don't ever want to focus on the negativity. You always want to focus on the more positive things.
I like that. I like that. You know how it just rained a minute ago?
Yeah.
We were like, damn, why is it raining? And then we came back 15 minutes later,
Yep.
it's sunshine.
Yep.
So we can't dwell on the negative energy because it's only temporarily, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It don't last long.
Nope.
So why dwell on it and get stuck in it?
Absolutely. Because I feel like the sunlight, the sunshine brings positivity and it's like rejuvenation, and all that, and like the rain is just like a depressing setting.
For the sunshine, it just brings light, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that light is always gonna just overshadow that darkness.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you gotta go back into the darkness to find out who you are.
Yes, sir.
The darkness is where you find yourself. So it's the trials and tribulations that you go through in life that you gotta go into the darkness to find yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And to get over any challenge you gotta come. And then when you come back, you're like a superhero, like a super warrior coming back in the light, like, hey man, I just finished my journey.
Yep.
Can you explain to me, because I know you've been through some tough times, right? You've been through some dark times, right?
Absolutely. I mean, everybody has. No, there's nobody in this world, honestly, that I believe that's never been through a single dark time in their life.
That's fine.
Because nobody's perfect, Nobody's normal. Nobody's the same. But me, myself, honestly,
Yes,
like people like me being on the spectrum and everything, being like having disabilities and all that, that is one of the things that I feel like you need to stay most positive about throughout life and everything. Like people will come over to you, talk down to you, belittle you about it.
Yeah.
But that's all. You always have to look at it as a blessing because God, He created this whole thing. He created everything. He created me, you,
Right.
Jackie. He created all of it.
Yes.
And He wouldn't have done that. He would not have created me with disabilities if He knew that I was going to be a tough life for me, which He didn't. And,
Exactly.
but whenever you come across somebody that decides to just come up to you, talk down to you, belittle you for your differences and all that, you have the ability and that power to basically shut them up and just get them out of your life and everything. Like, hey, you can't talk down to me. You weren't blessed with me with these gifts like I was and everything. This is not a curse, because I will say myself. Several years of my life and everything, I did look at it as a bad thing and as a curse slightly, but
Right.
I used it as an excuse for too many things. Now I've regretted that doing this. I'm trying to switch it all around, turn it all around, like look at it positively.
I love it. I like the fact that you're in a form of self-acceptance, right? So you're accepting the disability. You're accepting that disability as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It's only when we run away from it and we don't accept it, that's where the problems come.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when we go into the form of self-hate, right? And we begin to hate ourselves for this disability. But in reality, like you said, God gave it to us as a gift, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to work extra harder to overcome it. So you have a living testimony, right?
Yes, sir.
Because the fact that you're able to overcome it and look at it as a positive thing, a positive reinforcement, shows me how your tenacity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your tenacity and the will to keep going. So a lot of people will give up, but you manage to stay strong, and that's what I respect that about you, brother. And you're still changing every day. You're still developing. Sure, we have our flaws, we have our downfalls, but nobody is perfect, like you said. Nobody is perfect. Perfect to me doesn't exist, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect doesn't exist. It's the flaws that make us who we are.
Mm-hmm.
It's the flaws. If I try to be perfect all the time, it's not going to work because look how this is. Look how this Coca-Cola bottle is, right? It's standing still. It's in a perfect frame. If I were to move it, it's imperfection.
Sir.
Our environment around us is constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no need to be perfect, but there is a need to be progressive. Progress over perfection.
Absolutely. And honestly, like people like what you just said, people like me and everything. Yeah, everybody. I feel like nobody is perfect and everything. Everyone's been through darkness in their life and they've come out stronger. people have made mistakes and everything, but I don't feel like enough people in the world realize sometimes out of certain mistakes come the most amazing things.
Yes,
Because
sir.
you learn as you screw up and everything, you know? Because I'm sure nobody plans to screw up and everything in life. That's why it's called screw up. Because nobody plans to do it. It just comes naturally or unnaturally sometimes, depending on the situation, right?
That's facts. That's facts. Mistakes are a learning lesson, and failure is a learning lesson. There's a book my dad read a while ago, and it has been instilled into me. He told me he read a book called Failing Forward, meaning that each failure that you make, right? I done failed in videography and photography so many times. I know it may not seem like that now, but I have failed like in my first come-ups. And each fail was a step moving forward, right? So that book is called Failing Forward. So each time you fail, like you said, you take those increments as a learning lessons. You be like, okay, what can I get better on this one? Okay, let me re-strategize. Let me revamp my strategy.
Yeah. And I understand all of that, absolutely. And like you got to find like the right path for yourself, right, and everything.
Yeah.
Like, and you can't let your differences like hold you back from going down the right path. Like, just in case like somebody stumbles, loses their way, it doesn't mean like they're lost forever. You just have to like believe that you can get back into the light from the darkness, basically. And you have to have hope, basically, for yourself and for the people that want to help you and for your own future and everything. Because everybody that wants to help you, they're doing it for you, for not just for themselves, not for themselves at all, doing it for you. Because they love you and they want to help you and want to protect you. Yeah.
That's facts. What do you got to say to the people that push away to help? Hold on, get that same thought real fast.
What do I have to say to them?
All right. Yes, what do you got to say? There's some people, right, in this world, right, and I've been a part of that too. There's been people that try to help you where sometimes I would let my ego get in the way of things, right?
Yep.
You know, and they would have to pull me back down. And I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to look myself in the mirror, right?
Yep.
And they were trying to help me. And I didn't realize that I was blinded until I finally hit rock bottom, right? And it went into that darkness like we was talking about.
You were afraid.
I was afraid. Yeah, it was fear. It was fear because deep down inside, I knew it was true, but I didn't want to accept it. And that's what we're talking about, acceptance. So what do you got to say to those type of people that were pretty much in my shoes and your shoes? Like, if you were to talk to somebody right now that were in the same situation of darkness, how would you motivate them with encouraging words? What exactly would you say to them?
I would, I believe what I would say is, don't give in to fear. Basically, is like, don't give in to the fear of that there's no hope for you or yourself or anything about coming out of that darkness and everything.
Yes.
You have to have will, basically, because will is stronger than fear, always. You have to be courageous enough to, and courage is the one thing that can help you overcome fear, always. You just have to believe that you have that level of courage, and that level of courage, you can never go really above, and like, there's no really maximum level of courage you can have to overcome fear. But I mean, fear is an emotion, basically. Everybody feels it.
Yeah.
Everyone has emotions. Everyone feels anger, love, compassion, fear, all of that. They feel greed every time, like everyone does. Yeah. But basically, just look for the people in life that are wanting to help you and everything. Just don't always turn to the people that are always just like, they're never going to be there for you and that don't really want to help you at all. You know.
That's facts. You said something very profound, right, about fear. And fear to me is a choice, right? Because the more you can learn about that fear, it no longer becomes the fear. So I believe the knowledge itself, once you attain knowledge of that fear, and essentially step out your comfort zone. I believe stepping out your comfort zone is trusting God, right? Because if we remain perfect, right, in the same spot, just like this Coke bottle not moving, we're not making any progress.
Right.
And that's that fear holding us back. The fear could be anything. The fear can be within ourselves at times, right? Or it could be with the external world with, of course, TV, media,
Mm-hmm.
media manipulation, right?
Yep.
Social engineering, expectations that they hold on us, knowing that these expectations aren't real.
Sure.
The only expectations is we need to meet as our own
Mm-hmm.
to better ourselves.
Yeah.
Not for what the world wants us to do.
Absolutely. Forget what all the world, everybody else in the world wants you to do.
Yes.
Find your own path for yourself, you know? Like,
Yes.
find what you want to do for yourself and stick to that. Just, you gotta have hope, man. You gotta have hope for yourself and people that want to help you, people that love you, like your family, your friends, and everything.
Yes, sir.
Like therapists, counselors, all that. They want the same all thing that you want for yourself. All they want is to help. And,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel angry at times when you have gotten ridiculed from people that might not understand you
Mhm.
or not understand your disability? Because it can get frustrating.
Mhm.
I have been ridiculed so many times over my disability,
Mhm.
and I didn't know how to cope with it at the time when I was younger. The only reason how I was able to cope with it was through weights, right?
Yep.
Lifting weights.
Yep.
It was-
Physical therapy and all that for yourself.
yes, it was a sublimation, right? So I didn't want to turn to drinking or drugs
Nope.
or anything like that. So I had to find a substitute to release some of this energy, to release some of this anger.
Mm-hmm.
What was your substitute? What was your escapism going through the ridicule stage of getting teased? How did you escape it? And what was your remedy of calming yourself down?
My remedy for calming myself down and basically like getting out of it and everything would just be like what I said and what we've been talking about is like people that want to just come up to you and belittle you and everything, like walk away from them. Go find somebody that actually wants to hear you out and listen to what you have to say, because the freedom of speech, you know,
Yes.
everybody has the freedom of speech. You choose whether or not who you want to listen to, but you got to figure out you got to find out who the right people to talk to and everything. Like you got to find the people that are full of the positivity and nobody you got to block out the people in your life that are full of all the negativity and everything.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I like that. Walking away.
Mm-hmm.
Simply no reaction.
Yeah.
No reaction. You don't give them that energy
No.
at all.
You don't.
That's powerful.
Yeah. More like the more attention you give them to the people that are trying to put you down and everything, belittle you, is this. That's giving them more power and taking away your power. That's basically them sucking the power out of you to basically use it against you and everything.
Yes, sir.
Which is not what anybody needs in this life, or this world.
So, talking to you right now, you have a great deal of emotional intelligence and emotional resilience, right? Right.
It's all part of life, man. Life is a learning process, you know. It's all part of life.
How is it important to you to continuously learn, right? Because I'm kind of on that path right now where I'm in a state of continuously learning
Mhm.
about different things and different aspects of life.
Mhm.
I just want to know, the importance of just knowledge and knowing to you.
Purpose of knowledge and knowing.
Yes, the importance of it.
Oh, the importance of it. Okay. The importance of knowledge and learning and all that
Yes.
is you can never stop learning about the better things in life and everything. You can never stop learning about the more positive side of things and all that. And as you go through life, because I'm only 25 right now, and basically once I hit my 30s and everything, get into 40s, 50s, the importance of learning about that is to learn the basically all the stuff that your parents have taught you about, your grandparents and everything and all that.
Sure.
Yeah, what they've gone through in their lives and everything. Basically, you learn to combine all that knowledge into one big thing, the one big path for yourself and everything, right?
Right.
Roll out the red carpet for your own future and everything. Use all the motivational things that people, friends, therapists, counselors, your family have all taught you and everything,
Or
and just stick to that and everything. Basically, keep walking down that path of success, prosperity, and eventually God's gonna open up the door that you never thought could have been opened. That evil is always gonna hold it closed for you. But then again, doors open for both sides. You know?
that's bad.
Yeah. So as long as you trust in God and everything, like, and the positivity and the happiness in the world and all that, and never like just zone out all the negativity and the bad things and all that and the evil, you're never gonna be pretty much on the path that you don't want to be. You're always gonna be successful and everything. You just gotta have hope for yourself, and you gotta learn. You gotta try.
I love it. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Yes.
What makes me happy, honestly, is like hanging out with friends and all that. Especially you, buddy. Especially you. You're one of the best friends I've ever known. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh man, you're cool too, man. I'm lucky. I've been blessed to meet you, man.
Yes, you are. Absolutely. And like all the friends you've introduced me to, like you've introduced me to a lot of like new people and everything.
Oh yeah.
Like, and like a lot of new friendships and all that. And I'm happy. My family makes me happy. My friends, like just being out in the world and everything, getting to like experience new things, like because I have so much of my life ahead of me, and so do you, and everything. Like everybody does.
Come on.
Yeah. And just keep walking. You just gotta like focus on that. You focus on that one thing. You have to still have your entire life ahead of you. It's no point in just like giving up now, right?
Right. To me, hold on, keep that same thought. You're doing great, man.
I feel like I'm stuttering too much.
Hell no, you're doing fucking great. I'm fucking very impressed.
Thanks.
Shit. So I can probably do something. For real.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And like honestly, like if you're feeling like too much anxiety and everything, like you're feeling nervous about that stuff, like focusing too much on people that just are feeling like they just keep looking for you, even though you've walked away from the positive, like the negativity of them, like talking down to you and everything. You feel like, I know me, I felt like they're just gonna keep like trying to look for me and follow me all around the place and everything. Like I have that negative shadow always. I'll be walking in their shadow when they should be walking in mine, you know. And one of the main things that I always do to like forget about it and basically like basically rid myself of anxiety for a little while is basically just go to the gym and everything, because working out can really help you with like think about other things and everything, you know. Listen to music and all that. Listen to like soothing noises like rain and all the.
Yes.
Just sit at your window sometimes. If it's pouring rain outside, you don't even gotta go outside because it'll be just depressing and everything.
Of course.
Because just that giant like storm cloud will be just following you everywhere, no matter where you go. And just if you want positivity, you don't want to have to deal with the negativity, like the depressing side of stuff in life. You just gotta hang out in your home and everything for a while if you need to.
Exactly.
Like write down your thoughts and all that, basically.
Man, that is true. The moment you write down your thoughts, because our thoughts are magnetic, right? And they attract whatever we're thinking, right? It's an energy signal. It's a high frequency. So people don't realize how thoughts and words, anything you say, definitely becomes a reality.
Absolutely.
Right? So we want to be mindful with our words, and more importantly, we want to be mindful with our thoughts, because the most dangerous place is your mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most dangerous place in the world.
Sometimes it's a trap.
It's a trap, yeah. Sure. So what you said was going to the gym, right? Working out, you know, it increases your dopamine levels, right? Your serotonin levels, makes you feel good, you get a body transformation, and more importantly, like you said, it reduces stress and anxiety, because now your whole body feels great, you feel the transformation, you feel energized, and now that anxiety is gone away. And then, to me, where I like working out the most, I know you kind of see me walking around with a shirt off and shit, flexing. What I like working out the most is the challenges you can overcome at the gym, right? So if I'm looking at this fucking fire truck, shut the fuck up while we're doing interview. Now I'm cussing. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
We can cut that out.
I'll just be that. Hello, fire truck. No, but I was saying, working out brings different challenges to me. If I have some heavy weight on me and I'm struggling for my life trying to get that weight up off me.
Yep.
But once I do it, I sense of achievement. Damn. So if you could overcome any weight, if you could overcome any challenges at the gym, that transcends over into your everyday life, right? Because there's nothing that you can't do. Like you said, with hope, faith, God, determination, family, friends, the people that are there for you. Like I said, you block out the negative people. We don't need them. We don't even need to react to them.
Absolutely.
Why give them a piece of our energy when they don't even deserve it?
Yeah, they don't understand it at all.
They don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the people that ridicule other people are just talk about it? Do you think they are hurting themselves?
Absolutely, because they're just hurting. They're hurting like their own reputation and everything. They're learning, like they're hurting also. Like, say if somebody was recording on the street and everything, it was somebody that they knew. Honestly, that if they were recording them, if somebody's friend was like recording them, like say talking to me and everything, like belittling me for my differences and all that, just because I'm different, and somebody posts that, maybe all of social media will see that and say, oh, we shouldn't be friends with this guy because he's just being a complete jerk to this guy who's just trying to get by in life and he's different and everything. Like, that's completely disrespectful. We don't want to have to talk to him ever again. We want to take the guy's side that's different. He's just trying to get by in life. We don't want to be walking behind him and like eventually create an army of 10, just come up again, like put one person down and everything. That'll just ruin their life. We don't want to do that.
Yes, sir. And I believe the world is shifting, right?
Mm-hmm.
The world is shifting. It's different from the 90s when I was coming up, where a lot of people with disabilities, it seemed like they didn't have any rights.
Right.
And being teased, if you tease the person with disabilities, it was funny, right? It was funny back then, but now, I like the way the world is shifting now to the point where if you do talk about somebody with disabilities, they're going to be on your ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now the world is shifting more into awareness to a certain extent. So now, I believe within 5 years, or even 10 years, with the power of God, right, the world will be more aware, and the world will be in more of a holistic feeling of emotional intelligence, where they can understand their emotions rather than just react on their emotions.
Absolutely. And like you said, like the world and everything, like right now I know that some parts of the world are literally like on fire, in a sense.
Oh, yes, yes.
And like all because of like too much negativity in the world and everything. Like politics and all that, and just people talking down to each other and all that. You need to basically like come together as a team, like find the right people and everything, and just like basically like for the parts of the world that are burning right now, like create like just come together basically and like create like a giant bucket of water and everything, just pour it all on that fire and just put all the fire out and just make the world whole again, Like don't have our differences, don't make the differences like determine who you are and everything.
I asked this question yesterday to the guy I was interviewing, right? Ernest. His name was Ernest.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, same question I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like chaos is necessary in this world?
Absolutely not. Peace overcomes war. Love overcomes hate all the time. There's absolutely zero need. There's no need for any type of chaos or war or political difference or violence, anything. It's just, I mean, Jackie, there have been a couple days recently, there has been like a new thought rolling around in my mind, like, what if like we just stop voting and everything for like, and just see what happens and everything, Like, let people decide like who wants to actually take over like, and make the right decisions, Because 50% like of the population these days is just, I'm not really gonna even go down that discussion and everything because it's not gonna end well pretty much for anybody because it's just gonna spark a lot of different controversy and all that. It's gonna spark like
controversy is good.
That's
where that chaos comes in.
Yeah, but chaos is never good though.
Yes. Yeah. It's almost to the fact like when you start the controversy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You spark that conversation that people are in that fear of talking about, right?
Yeah.
And it sparks up an uproar. And you're like, damn, okay. There's something good that might come out of it, right? Because now you get different perspectives.
Yeah.
Somebody might, hey man, this guy's right, or hey, this guy's wrong. Whether you're right or wrong, you sparked a thought in somebody's head.
Mm-hmm.
Because you said what you were thinking, you brought that thought into reality, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I like you because you are observing the consequences of that thought too, right?
Mm-hmm.
The consequences of those words. So it's having that ability, like you just said, to critical think before you even speak, right?
Yep.
Exactly what you did. Like, hey, I don't want to talk about that. Let me critical think, not work with myself outward. So we got to look at the consequences of what we say
Mm-hmm.
because we got to be ready for that consequence when it does hit.
Yeah. And like, especially like just like that and everything. Like, you gotta think before you speak, think before you act and everything. And like, that's what I feel like people that talk down to people like with disabilities and differences and all that, they don't think or before they speak to them or act out towards them and everything. And like, that's what causes me and like other.
I like this convo. It's therapeutical.
Thanks, man.
All right. I'll keep talking to you. Some good shit.
Uh-huh.
So, we talked about therapy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have friends, I have family, I know people, and they go through it. And with the American system, right? Some of my friends, some of my family, some people I know, they can't afford therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And I even needed therapy, right? I didn't even know I needed therapy until I had a breakdown.
Yeah.
And I had to really go to therapy.
Yeah. I mean,
A personality test.
Mhm.
And what would you have to say to direct people to therapy? Because I believe that's a blessing, man. We all
Mhm.
need it.
Yeah.
And as black people, right, we were told to suck it in and to hold in our emotions, you know, from our family,
Mm-hmm.
from our mom and dad, you know. I believe in black families, I'm not saying all,
No.
but some black families, we have grew up in a traumatic experience, right?
Yeah.
Traumatic environments that has shaped our behavior. Seeing the parents fight, right? Not emotionally getting our needs met.
Yeah.
The parents not going to therapy, right?
Right.
But like I said, it's a shift. Can you explain how important therapy changed you as a person?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like whenever whenever I need to whenever I have something like seriously important on my mind that I feel like it's just gonna like drag me down a hole of despair and everything, if I don't talk to somebody about it and talk it out, that's where therapy comes in handy and everything. Because like, in my opinion, every single person on this planet needs therapy because nobody's perfect, nobody's normal, nobody's completely sane. Everyone's crazy. I'm crazy, you're crazy, but even you're crazy a little bit sometimes, but it's not a bad thing. You should never look at it as a bad thing. That's where therapy comes in handy because they help you talk it. They talk with you and everything because some people that don't ever want to listen to you talk and everything those are the kind of people that need therapy because too many good things end these days, like relationships, like families start splitting and everything, like
Yes, sir.
war and like chaos, like you said, starts happening because nobody talks about stuff, you know?
That's bad.
Yeah, that's where therapy comes in handy. You just have to talk about it, sit down for an hour, talk, and then go home and like apologize to each other and have that like go home and like after that therapy session, even if you go to it as a family and everything, like 4 people in a family go to therapy at once, and the therapist has their side of the story, like lets all of you have your own side of the story, basically, you know? And you go home and basically you think about what all you talked about in that therapy session, you know? And you realize, oh, you were wrong, I was wrong, let's make it better and everything. Let's try to not ever, let's not fight anymore. We're a family, you know?
Yes,
We're supposed to stick by each other. We're not supposed to end up with this family splitting, you know? Yeah, because if you split, it's going to take even longer, and it's going to be even harder to bring it back together, you know? Bring the family back to one. You know what I mean?
That's facts. That's facts. In therapy comes communication, right? And I believe communication is the biggest skill set that you can have. Because if you're not able to communicate, you're not able to articulate yourself well. And
with communication comes understanding and everything, you know?
exactly.
Yep.
And I believe that's what therapy teaches you. It teaches you to become a better communicator, right?
Yeah.
And to be aware of your emotional behavior, your emotional states. So when you're aware of something, you know how to check it before it comes. And then with therapy, I believe it teaches you how to have a great deal of empathy.
Yep.
Empathy is very important. That's what I had to learn. I had to learn how to put myself in the other person's shoes rather than judge them and be like, why are they like this? And try to change them over my own selfish needs.
Yeah.
Right? I had to step into their shoes and be like, okay, I understand why. We gotta look at the why of everything. And once we look at the why of everything, that's when we find God. Because God is in the why.
Yep.
We gotta search for it though.
Yeah.
You gotta knock at that door like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta knock at that door
Yep.
until we get an answer.
Yep.
The answer is always there. Sometimes hidden in plain sight.
Absolutely. You gotta like always remember, like, God is always watching you. He knows everything that's going on. He can hear everything, and basically, he knows the struggles in everybody's life and everything. And like you said, if you knock on a certain door and everything, and like on the other side of that door, somebody answers, opens that door, and they just want to help you. That's an angel sent by God and everything. He just wants to help you get through life and everything, help you, like, hear you out and everything, help you figure stuff out that nobody else wants to help you with.
Facts. I think everybody's in an individualized state where their own selfish needs and desires matter the most,
Mm-hmm.
rather than focus on the real important facts and adding the value to another person's life, right?
Yep.
Rather than your own.
Mm-hmm.
I like to give, but I have to make sure I'm at 100% in order to do that. So that's where that self-care comes in, right?
Yeah.
But when you add value, when you add substance, when you add structure to another person's life that needs it, not only do you help them, but you help yourself in so many ways that you would never thought possible. And not only doors open for you, but it opens for the other person. And then that's when y'all become a team, and that's where you talk about that sense of unity coming.
Yeah. Yeah, because like what you just said and everything, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, may have to redo that one part.
No, you're fine.
Sorry.
You're fine. No, you're fine. Hey, we keep it going. Like the unity,
Yep.
collaboration.
Yep.
That's where that comes in, man.
Yeah.
Me and you have collaborated, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I introduced you to the team. You've been on fire,
Yes, sir.
especially with the modeling. You know the ladies love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You draped up in the suit. You know, we both draped up in red. Got that sense of swag to you.
Yep.
It's nothing, man. After introducing you into this world of, I introduced you into a different world, right?
Yeah.
A different world of
Like comfort and everything.
comfort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comfort.
You helped me get out of my comfort zone and everything, which is something that we all need to help each other with. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like meet new people and all that. You can't always stay cooped up in your parents' house and everything. You know?
No.
Like
No.
you're not gonna get anywhere from there.
No.
Yeah.
Not healthy. You're not gonna grow.
Nope. You're not like the perfect opportunity and path is not just gonna come on present itself. Not all the time. You have to most of the time of that you have to look for it on your own. You have to get out and like look for your own like path and everything.
Come on.
Yeah. Yep.
Positioning.
Yeah.
We gotta position ourselves. It's like chess.
Yeah.
This was a chessboard. I gotta position myself over here. I ain't gonna stay over here, but I'm gonna
Nope.
position myself over there.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep adapting, keep expanding, and keep adjusting, right?
Yep. It's like in chess as well. Again, I don't know chess. I've never played it, but like,
Yeah, me
like
either.
somebody tries to stand in your way, you just gotta like walk right around them, you know?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Like block them out of the way, like get them off the drawing board and everything, you know?
That's the game of life.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the game of life, right? Life is like chess.
Yeah.
It's all about moving your pieces
Mm-hmm.
in the right direction. Critical thinking, right?
Yep.
Not staying here for too long, but just long enough where I can learn some value, but then switching and spreading the gift everywhere from what I learned.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so, hey, if we look at life like that, I think the world will be in a lot better perspective than what we have right now. Not saying we're in a bad state, but, you know, it's tough. with
Yeah.
the stuff you see every single day on TV, which is, of course, social engineering. I try not to watch
Yeah.
TV, right?
Yeah, like these days, too many things are like just fake. Honestly, AI with all that stuff and everything,
Yes,
like those
yes.
AI generations. A lot of these things you can honestly tell. I'm starting to tell like on the advertisements on YouTube and all that and TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can just tell like by the way their mouths move and everything. Like
Yeah.
you can just tell like it's all animated or like it's all like it's not even real. It's AI doing that.
Yeah.
It's just scams and all that. A lot of these days, never too much of that.
It's just their marketing to you.
Yep.
Right, AI is pretty much an easier way to market to the consumer, right? With them doing less work, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it does have its uses here and there, but like sometimes it is also just like a scam and everything. Like people are just trying to get you to send them money so they can just use it to their advantage and not really help you in any way. You know?
Well, it's capitalism, right?
True.
They're gonna feed into your fears. They're gonna feed into your desires. If you like drinking soda all day, they're gonna put on a commercial with a sexy woman drinking soda.
Yeah.
Right? They're
Yeah.
gonna feed to your unconscious desires because the flesh is weak, right?
Mhm.
The flesh is weak. So we have to be at a high state of spiritual armor, right, to protect us, because we can easily be manipulated or controlled. Capitalism needs more customers.
Yep.
So they change our patterns of behavior through commercials, through media, through movies,
Mhm.
just so they can make more money.
Yeah, and also you shouldn't always believe everything you see on TV or everything you read, because it's none of like some of it is sometimes correct, but some other times it's always just fake. You're just trying to mess with you.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's like that, like especially like with people. Honestly, this is actually how I see all of this that we've been talking about. Like with people, like talking down to people like me on the spectrum, differences, like the struggles in life, the negativity, the paths of success, and the path of troubles for the rest of your life. You know what I see it as? I see it as just one big riddle that you can't really ever solve. That you're always trying to solve, but you can never find the answer to that riddle. You know?
That's nice.
Yeah, I call it like the riddle of life, pretty much. You know?
That's facts.
Yeah. Like no matter how many times you try, you can never so far you can never really get to the answer that you think that will be the correct answer and everything.
Right.
But like eventually out there somewhere in one day in your future, you may just end up finding the correct answer to that riddle, solving it.
That's facts. It's an ongoing cycle of not knowing and then knowing, and then in a state of an ongoing cycle of pretty much curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I believe we all have to be able to have our beliefs challenged, because anything could change, right?
True.
The world is constantly changing, and the truth is an energy signal.
Mhm.
So when you do hit somebody with the truth, right, they might not want to accept it because the neural pathways in their brain, they're so used to in that state of thinking
Yep.
that when you tell them something that really shocks them, they immediately go into a defense mechanism, or they choose not to believe it from their own state,
True.
right? So
Because they've seen so many other things and like heard so many other heard so much other stuff that they believe that they're sticking to that belief rather
Yes.
than what you're trying to believe, even though you're trying to convince them that what you believe is right. You know?
right. And on the spectrum, if we look at both sides, nobody's right or wrong. These are just two different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when conflict resolution comes in, where there's no right or wrong, but we understand each other's perspectives without any balance, right?
Yep.
Or without any name calling, or without animosity leaving through this conversation. If anything, conflict resolution means we both gain from that conversation, right? Stepping to these person's shoes, empathy, which I'm talking about, and we see different perspectives of reality.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, it needs to be a part two because I want to talk about your modeling career.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
But we're going to close it out.
Okay.
But let's toast to the soda before we close everything out.
All right. Use
We'll
this.
toast to it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ha ha!
Come on.
There it is, baby boy. Ha ha! This is a good combo.
What the fuck?
Oh man, we might need one of those fucking things.
Bottle openers?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Starbucks. We can probably go in there and ask them to open it for us, probably.
All right, let's just toast up. Let's end the interview with
Okay. All right.
All right, man, we're gonna toast up.
Yes,
We're gonna
sir.
go to Starbucks. We're gonna have them open this for us because we're gonna get it open.
Yep.
But are there any closing statements you would like to say before? Say something again, Jake.
Hey.
Yeah.
Jake. Like, what kind of closing statement, you know?
Yeah.
Is that what
Are
you
there
want?
any? We're about to close out this interview, but are there any closing statements you would like to say before we head out?
Basically, just basically find the right path for you and just don't give up on it and everything. Just like block out the people that are trying to hold you back from the path of success, you know? And honestly, just like don't even talk to them ever. Like just keep them out of your life and everything, you know? Do what like you know is best for you and just keep going down that path until you find like exactly the right like the pinpoint that you want to stay on, you know? You want to stay at. Like whether it be in the military and everything, you want to go into the military because some here, like in America, may not be working out for you. You want to find like because the military, honestly, I know can help a lot of people figure out their lives and everything, get their lives set up and all that. Yeah, and especially like if you're in the military, people like me on the spectrum. Once you come out of the military, people won't even think. People will think twice actually before coming up to you and like seeing like. On the back of your car or something, seeing that like emblem, like you actually have served and everything, and like if you're disrespecting a military soldier or sailor or something, that's gonna be a real bad day for them because you don't ever do that. You know?
Never.
No.
Respect goes a long way. And so
Yeah.
respect is pretty much everything.
Mhm.
And I believe me and you both respect each other.
Absolutely, man. Always have.
You
Always
know,
will.
it's
Yes, sir.
it's always been love, man. You know,
Yeah.
instead of been fuck you, Jake, or fuck
No,
you, Jack.
no.
No,
Never.
All right, man. So,
Yeah.
man, it's been a good combo. We're gonna end it,
Yeah.
and next time we'll talk. Being more of a casual state,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
More of a casual state. I like these. I like these talks, man.
These are really good, actually. I like them. It's a lot of fun, man. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I was hoping like just with honestly this one, with everything like this is exactly everything I wanted to talk about, pretty much. Because like once this video's out there on YouTube and everything, like it'll start to attract more people, like saying like get the world to know basically like what's going on in the world. Like, you know, it's people like me, people like you, and all that. You know,
Sure.
our differences like don't let the differences hold you back.
Facts, motivational, man.